let's look at the admissions requirements. What are top universities looking for? And then we work backwards. We then work to year 7 onwards. But now let's just look at the stage when you're applying at year 13, what are the universities looking for? First of all, of course, the academic results. Because it's so competitive, they have to look at your academic results. They'll be looking at your GCSEs or IGCSEs. If you go to a school where there's AS level, they will look at your, well, AS level is not weighted, but again, it contributes to your overall application. And then, of course, your predicted grades, A level or achieved A levels. So I think bottom line is they will look at your grades. And more importantly, achieved grades is very important because that shows you where you're at. So for people who think GCSE doesn't matter because you have A level, that is absolutely incorrect. Because when you apply to university in year 13, you're applying with predicted grades. Predicted grades, it cannot be weighed the same as achieved results. It's just impossible. So as in, they're not the same. Of course, you have to get, they do trust the predicted grades from your school, but they need to see what you have achieved as well to make sure that's an evidence for your predicted grade. So that's why if you take AS exams, AS also provides evidence for your predicted grades. If you have achieved A-level results, if you have achieved, you don't have predicted, they will still look back at your GCSEs. They will still look at it because it's competitive, right? So please don't be under any illusion or myth that GCSE doesn't matter. It does matter. Now, for the students who have already done GCSEs, if you've already done GCSEs and you haven't got good grades, don't fret. You got to move forward and be positive and do the best in your A levels. You know, I've had students, like I said, who they haven't done well in GCSEs or they haven't got good academic background, but the minute they discover their passion, they really fight for it. So that's important. So that's kind of like something that will happen in that sense. But it's really important that you have the academic achievements there. And then, of course, they're looking for evidence for your passion. Now, that's very important, right? Evidence for your passion. Now, a lot of people don't quite understand what that means. What is evidence for your passion? How do I show passion and how is my passion tested? How is my passion tested, right? How do I show my passion? How is it tested? And what is that evidence, right? So first of all, you have to discover your passion. That is the goal. So for parents, your children from year 7 onwards, that is when the game starts. You have to try to find opportunities for your children to discover their passion. Now, opportunities come through what? Through wider reading, work experiences, projects, competitions, taking part in super curricular activities is how you discover a passion. But you also have to be quite strategical. You need to expose them to many, many different things so that by the time they get to year 11, they can affirm their career choices or course choices. And then year 12, then they can work on their strategy. So evidence of passion is really down to super curricula, to kind of like everything that you can demonstrate. This is what I want to do, and this is what I have done to demonstrate my passion. And sometimes people get confused with passion to extracurricular activities. So for example, parents say to me, oh, my son has done grade 8 piano diploma. My daughter has done ballet grade 8. That means that they're very determined. That is true. You are determined. You are a confident person. You have leadership skills. All that is fantastic. But you also have to demonstrate your passion for your course. If you say you want to do economics, or if you want to do medicine, or if you want to do engineering, you still have to demonstrate that, because character is expected. You are expected to be a good student. You're expected to be dedicated, committed. And how do you provide evidence? Is through your extracurricular activities, music, sports, arts. But when it comes to your course and your direction for your course, the passion is very, very important. Now, how is passion tested? Well, there's a few ways. Personal statement. That is how they assess your passion. References, your school reference, that is how they assess your passion. Interviews, that's how they assess your passion. And by the way, an evidence for your passion is also academic aptitude, right? If your academics is going strong, that means you are, your academic, because at the end of the day, when you go to university, it's an academic subject. So again, passion can be demonstrated in many ways, super curricular as well as academic. And of course, admission test results as well. Now, admission test has become more and more important over the the last few years, or I think over the last 10 years, because there's been the volume of applications international students has grown tremendously over the last 15, 20 years. And because international has been rising and also domestic numbers have been rising as well, they've had to introduce admission tests to filter students. Otherwise, it's just too many applications. And for that reason, admission test is also a way for them to test your passion. So evidence of passion is very important. And what my suggestion to parents is, start from year 7. Start now. Don't wait until they go to year 12, year 13. To be honest, I mean, we have achieved it. We have achieved it in my schools because we have a very strategic process and but it's very intense, right? There's a lot they need to do in a very short period of time. So the sooner they can start, they will have less intensity and they will enjoy the process more. So this is why I would plead to the parents to start this process earlier as opposed to leaving it till when they get to sixth form. So application evaluation, what are they looking for, especially with the UK universities? What they're looking for, they're looking at demonstration of your passion, alignment with the course requirements, and a committed vocational outlook that you really want to study this subject. Not relevant are actually extracurricular pursuits. But when I say not relevant, doesn't mean you stop your music, sports, and arts. Of course not, because that is expected. They expect every child to have done something that will be part of their work-life balance. So that's still important, but it's not weighted as much as the supercurricular. They expect it. That means it's given. You have to give it, but then you have to also show your passion as well. So just to show kind of this as GCSE, AS results, predicted A-level or IB grades, or achieved A-level or IB grades, personal statement interviews. By the way, if you have any questions and you think you're going to forget later on, just put it in the chat. Or you can come off, you can unmute, and I'm very happy to answer your question because you may have individual questions that you want to ask. Very happy to answer anything. I am a walking, talking encyclopedia when it comes to academic and career strategy. Krutoo can confirm that and vouch for me on that. Okay, so please use this opportunity to ask any questions you have. Okay.